probably wondering, what in the world are we doing? That's a great question. I blame leg arms for this one, but I also was kind of pushing this. We ended up with a nice old John Deere engine out of an old 7720 combine, and we got plans for it. So we're gonna go and just separating off the rest of the combine parts that are still attached to it, and we'll see if we can make it work. But yeah, we'll stay tuned. We'll see what we do. So this engine, unlike a lot of the 404s on our farm, this one is a 466 right here. See, 6466TH. 466. So it's a little bit bigger stroke, a little bigger bore. I don't know which ones they use, but somehow they managed to get a little more cubic inches out of it. And then it's got the better Bosch fuel injection pump on it.
This one here is the 466. This one is a 404. Let's see if the bolt pattern on the fly.
Out of a 7700, 7720. Looks identical. Okay. Starter. Sweet. Okay.
We're good.
So what are we doing with it?
Making a cool goat cart.
Yeah, it's leaking oil too. Cool, it looked really good in it. Supposedly it's got 30, 36, 30, oh, it's right here. 3480. Better turn that off to want the battery to run down. All right, we got a starter. I think we better try this engine out before we put it where you guys don't know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna go. It's gonna be nice. Let's fire this thing up and see what happens. I suppose I could make sure its chain's not on that flywheel. So this is a 466. Battery charger on battery. Got a push button start, fuel's hooked up. We just primed the fuel cracks and fuel lines, so theoretically it shouldn't take that much to start. It got oil in the pan.
So here's our mechanical process of getting to start. It runs, pull this, it shuts off. And then you got vroom vroom on this side. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and those are, that's what that thing does. It's
kind of like that.
Yeah, like that.
I think I got it figured out.
No coolant in it, so we won't run it long. It's you just don't run them real long without coolant. But diesels like this got a lot of iron. You can run them a little bit before it starts getting temperatures hot in the head.
Don't worry, the water pump's not going to hurt because we don't have a belt on it, so it's not like it's going to.
It's seized too.
Tear it up. Oh, it's seized, so it's whatever.
All right. Well, the ground is kind of loose, so if we need to rip it off, we can.
Okay.
If that starter sticks, it shouldn't because it's a brand new starter.
You ready? Oh wait, this has a horn button on it.
It's okay.
Jam that much?
I say, do we not have enough power? It shouldn't matter.
I wonder if
is it stiff in there? We need to try to turn it over by hand a couple times.
I think so.
All right. Stay tuned. We're not sure how long it's been since this engine's ran. Probably 20 years, maybe. 15, 20 years. He was attempting to turn it over with ring gear, but I don't know if that's gonna work. We might have to get something on the, what can we do on the front of this thing? We did have a bar and we were turning it over with these two earlier. And you're getting it to move now. Is it getting stiff again? The rings probably have a little bit of corrosion or rust wherever they were sitting. So once we get past that, that's obviously not a good sign, but once we get past that, we might be able to get it to start rotating. Oh, it's got to that point and stopped again. Yep, it moved more though, so that's what we gotta do.
Don't hold it, don't hold it.
Is that flywheel on tight?
Might not
It
be.
looked like it was kind of turning a little bit. Better check that.
We might have to take those off and put that plate back on.
All right, turns out we needed that adapter on there. The space and the bolts weren't, they were dead now. So anyways, yeah.
You might want to get on the other side for the throttle, kill switch and all that.
So I was pulling this thing, right? Here we go, like that, okay?
Ready?
Yep. Oh, the crap coming out of there. Mouse nest. We're ignition. I mean, there's.
Do we need a little bit of ether or just?
No, try it. I think it's gonna go. It's sure pulling a lot of air out of this fuel tank. Oh, that's the return. Yeah. I'm not talking about. That's the return.
Okay, just a little teeny shot. Not that one. Whoa, hey, whoa!
It's not gonna hurt my ears, is it? Maybe we should take that.
Yummy.
1 second here. Let's do this. real quick here. Let some air go. Oh, there we go. Woo, yeah, it's going out now.
Ready?
Let's do it. That oil there that I spilled, so don't ignore the oil in the engine. That was me. Go ahead.
Now I'm gonna look at the oil.
He's ignoring it. That's why we have that. The fuel pump is still trying to do its whole rev up thing, you know, and it hasn't finished its process. These injection pumps, they like to rev up to a certain point and then they kick back. And
Well, there's also air probably in each one of these lines, because each one of these lines goes to a cylinder.
I'm gonna walk away while he's talking. They don't want to hear what you're saying anyway.
Sounds good.
It does sound good.
That sounds like a smoking good deal.
Let's try it again. We didn't run it that long. It's not hot or anything.
It was just shaking. I didn't know if it was...
Yeah, I mean, that's why we weren't sure, because it's not bolted down to the pallet down here, so we just wanted to make sure it didn't tip over on us. Yeah, go ahead. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm gonna try to rev it. Woo! He's got some power. Yeah. And now the eyes burn. So, what do you guys think? Should we? All right, hear me out here. It's green. It's not even funny, Nick. Don't even go there.
He wants to know if there's enough room to walk around the back, meaning get the fat guy come back here. Yeah, it should be good. I don't know about you guys, but I think he nailed it on the first try. Totally nailed it. I mean, like... Well done, Nick. Well done. You nailed it.
a good turning radius.
Yeah, actually, that is one thing about this tractor that is amazing on how
Tie rods
to...
are wore out. I was watching them. They're like doing this. So I'm gonna look that up. See if we can get some tie rods. Tighten that up.
All right, so that engine came out of the first combine that we learned how to drive.
If you guys didn't watch the time lapse, you can go back and watch it. There'll be a link somewhere in the description or on the screen, or I don't know where it'll be. But there's an old video we did a while back. The original engine of this was getting weak, had problems. We gave it a couple gallons of ether one day, thought it was fun. No, we didn't actually, but it did go through a lot of
We were pulling a
winners.
hill and we wanted that extra boost.
It was an old 404, the original engine, which I know the purists out there are crying that we pulled that out. I agree. We tried to overhaul it, we messed it up.
Yeah, we learned
One
a
of
lot
our
of
first
things.
overhauls, we ruined the block. So unfortunately that engine was toast. So the original engine's gone. I know this 4520 is rare. I'm sorry. Okay, all right, we got that out of the way. But we had old... Here, let's get that over. We had the old 7700 John Deere combine that we grew up running. It had 4,400 engine hours on it. And it ran good. It just wasn't like, excellent, but it was a free engine. So we pulled it out a number of years back and we did a swap and we put the 4,400, or the 404 from the 7700 Deere in here. And there was a few modifications we had to do. The water pump was different from the fan height was. The turbo, the intake or the exhaust manifold was a little different. So we had to redo some of that. We took the intake off. It was already actually broke. Then we put a snorkel on this side with the old air cleaner off the combine. We're actually gonna get rid of this snorkel. We don't need that anymore. Originally we did that because we thought the dust and stuff from these tires turning here would make a bunch of mess. I don't really know, because we we don't really use this for anything that's tillage, so really isn't much dust accumulated. So we might put the air box back down here, we'll see. But at the end of the day, what's going on is this engine is not running very good. It sounds like it, but it's not. Under load, it gets really hot, it's got a lot of blow by.
So here's the problem. We can't run a grain auger with it because it just gets too hot. And the reason why it gets too hot is because the pistons are so wore out in it, it's blowing by all the exhaust fumes into the crankcase, which is heating that crankcase up, which is heating the coolant up in the block more, and it can't disperse the heat, and then it just overheats. We've changed the water pump on it, flushed the radiator, cleaned a bunch of other stuff, the thermostat, and the thing just doesn't start very well in cold weather.
It just overheats, and it's got a lot of hours on it. It needs rebuilt. So okay, well we could rebuild it. Just parts are cheap for these for the most part for an engine. Not hard to do. But when you've got a 466 from the neighbor,
I looked at a combine. I was like, "Hey, what's your plan with this combine?" It was a 7720. He was like, "Scrap it." I was like, "Was the engine run?" I was like, "Yeah, it ran good. But just the combine was rusting in half and breaking in half." Oh, so 3,400 hours on it? Can I have it? We'll give him a few bucks for it.
Yeah, not much, a couple $100. It's a good deal. So way cheaper than overhauling an engine. We have to deal with it. And it's a 466, which has bigger mains. I don't know. There's a lot of improvements done to it. It's relatively very similar to this. Same injection pump, just turned up and whatnot. So we'll go from like 120 to 130 horsepower, I think is what this was rated at, to like 260 to 280, or 160 to 180. So we're in that area. So the horsepower bump's going to be huge. That'll be great for that 13-inch auger we have. This is going to be a PTO tractor, grain back, and possibly backup auger tractor if our Magnum goes down, because we only have one PTO tractor on this farm that can really run a big auger, and that's the Magnum. So in case that goes down during harvest, this is already on the farm. And do you guys know what it's like to pick up a tractor that's 150 plus horsepower? Even if it is beat up but runs, you're still looking at 15,000, 20,000, and here we have 4520 sitting here with a rebuilt power shift transmission a while back, but hasn't had a lot of time on it since. So we're gonna go through it. Let's make this fun. And that's enough talking. Get to work.
It's just, barely big enough. Okay. My bad.
You're not stripping that off, are you?
Oh, probably should.
Have we ever changed oil on this thing since we did this?
Yeah, I think so.
I know we
Maybe.
Fairly different.
I hope that holds it all.
What kind of... Gross. All right, there we go, we split it. The engine is bolted directly to the transmission casting, typical for this type of non-articulated frame. But this front section with the full tank of diesel is pretty well evenly weighted. You gotta shove blocks inside here because this front axle tilts, So if you don't do that, we found, I remember the first time we did this, actually, like I remembered, and the whole thing goes kunk, it'll fall to one side. So we blocked it this time. We have both the electric and the heavy duty chain hoist on the front and back. He's just gonna put a barrel under that because it looks like it's rear heavy, so it wants to fall backwards, so that's good. Once that's all established and where it's at, we just leave it. And then we start taking this off, hoist, pull it out, go over, drop it down, skid steer, take it out. That one over there, bring it over here, lift it up, put it on. Easy. Easy.
Now that we split the tractor and the engine and got that all separated, here's the steps and the things that we got to do right now. We have to remove this flywheel with the clutch and mount it onto that engine over there. That's a 6-bolt flywheel, and from what I read, and I don't remember because it's been so many years, I believe this is a 4-bolt. So either we just got to make sure it bolts up correctly, and I think we'll probably just put the extra 2 bolts on that, and then, or not extra 2 bolts, just put a 4-bolt onto that one, hopefully it matches up. Put the clutch back on, and then we also have to take the oil pan off because the oil pan bolts up to the transmission of the tractor and helps create the structure. So what we're thinking about doing, we're not gonna scrap this motor. We'll still keep it for parts, but we're gonna grab a pallet and we're gonna lay it down on the pallet so the exhaust manifold side will be laying on the pallet. That way we can remove the oil pan and the flywheel, then go grab the 466 engine, put it on the hoist, lift it up in the air, and then we can do the engine oil pan swap, and then do the flywheel, clean it up a little bit between the tractor, and then mate. He threw a pallet on the floor. He's really loud and obnoxious, but that's okay. That's cool. We like it. He's very proud of himself.
Soaked in water because it's been raining for like 10 days straight.
Dude, it's awesome. This rain is amazing. Huge, huge blessing. So anyways, I think we're gonna try to tackle on getting that 466 engine bolted up to this tractor, and possibly put that back on, and then we'll probably call it a day, and then come back and go through cleaning up everything and putting stuff back together. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple swap, so at least I say that now. Okay, let's let this thing down on the pallet.
We had this clutch rebuilt when we did this the first time. We've hardly put time on this tractor, so it's in good shape. But we got to take it all apart to get to the bolts to pull it off the crankshaft. In leg arms research, this is a 4-bolt. It's possibly a 4-bolt crankshaft on the end here to bolt the flywheel / clutch assembly on. This on the 466 is a 6-bolt. So you can machine out this one to add 2 more bolt holes to get to a 6-bolt, or possibly you can just, if the holes line up and everything, you can just put 4 in and just leave 2 empty, and we might do that. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks out when it worked out, but because that's a 6-bolt. So we'll figure it out. You don't need those extra 2 bolts with what we're doing, but I know you guys are like, do it now. Never get a chance to do it again.
I don't know if it's going to be a balance issue.
Were we going to change the rear main on this engine too? It's not leaking, but you know what everyone's going to say. You know
what are they going to say?
What are you guys going to say? How do we do that? It's just a cover right here. I got to take the oil pan off anyways. I'm going to make a phone call, and I'm just going to see if there's a rear main sitting somewhere.
It's fine.
You can just see. All right, I tracked down local John Deere dealers, got 2 rear main seals on the shelf, so Dad's gonna go grab one of them. And I also got new filters, engine, oil, and fuel lined up too. So I'm gonna start pulling clutch assembly apart and get down to the crankshaft here and see if we can get this all off. There's the face. There's the first disc. Hey Scott, you want to take a look at this clutch real quick? Maybe it's just junk in these spots. That's probably what it is. It looked like it was like, there's just crusty stuff in these grooves. It looked like it was flat straight across, but it's just got a residue in between these. Maybe that's all it is. It should be really good. I mean, we've hardly used this thing. The face looks good.
I mean, they're not like...
That's a pilot bearing. Oh, that pilot bearing feels great. A lot of pad left on it.
There's some.
It's not going to use much. All right.
Clean it up really good.
Yeah, I'd say it's okay. Just going to put this up here and test and make sure the bolt is all white. That's slippery. There we go. She's slippery. I can't do it. Too slippery. Hands are like that. Way out with the old and in with the newer old. Beautiful. Looks good. Looks really good. We've been going back and forth on whether or not we paint this thing. I know what you guys are going to say, and I agree with you. It's just a lot of work to paint stuff. Maybe we'll get it together and get it running first. And then just do the outside paint. I don't know, should have it all painted in pieces. We'll keep thinking about it. Crazy little water pump. $50-some years ago.
Oh man!
Turn that side.
There we go. Oop, hang on a second.
Where's that little
All right, there we go. I guess you're gonna. It just capped.
Oh, we had that on the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, these are on, so we can snug that up.
Gets going. That's not tight enough.
Now the next step is pull the oil fan on this one. Okay.
Is this for the AC pump, or what's this one for?
Must have been AC.
This didn't have AC. I'll just take that off then.
Yeah, we're not using that.
Our AC is Windows. All right, Dad showed up. He's got the new rear main seal, plus the hydraulic filters for the transmission oil. We're gonna do that too while we're in here. So I'm just taking the cover off of the old seal here. Yeah, that's just a great view right there. It's nice they got this cover. It comes off real easy, so I can take that to the bench, clean it up, put the new seal in it. This gasket's actually okay still. I'm just gonna leave it right there like that. Okay, let's clean this up with the new seal in it. I took the old gasket off, I smeared a little gasket maker on it, put some around the rear of the crankshaft, and then that speedy, it's not a speedy sleeve, but that sleeve fits over there and the seal runs on. It's kind of interesting, so I'll put this on carefully, try to get the seal on carefully. If I get that all together, it should seal really good. But I've never dealt with one of those before where the seal, I guess the speedy sleeve you call it, whatever you want to call it, the new edge that the seal rides on is permanently inside the seal. Like you can't get that out, it stays in there. So that's interesting, it's kind of cool, but new to me, never done that before. There we go. Okay. There's the old wear ring, and it definitely had a groove in it. All right, I think I got it on. I put I want to call it speedy sleeve, but it's not called that. Whatever this new rub edge is. I got it flush with the edge. There's a gap between the seal and that. The seal squared up around the casting. I think it's good. And I put gasket sealant on all the sides of everything except for the seal itself on the inside where it rubs against this. So we should be good. All right, oil pan's just about to go on. There's a gap between the seal and that.
Now you saw where it goes.
Yeah, I got the little hole, but it's hard to see. This thing moving around doesn't help anything.
Where's the bolts for that?
There we go. If it just fits for now, we can
That's them.
get them in at least.
You
So
can let go of it.
okay. Now the torque specs for these.
This is the torque.
Yeah, that's right. Milwaukee torque. As long as you have 4 bars in your battery, not 1.
Oh, and that socket.
Leave it.
Torque.
Leave it. So we forgot one thing. We got to pull the pilot bearing out of the other crankshaft, put it in here. Or we got to get a pilot bearing, or make a brass bushing. Fine. We still got room. Yeah, just be safe. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of blue Loctite on these. 85 foot-pounds, what they say for torquing them in a star pattern. So, put the blue in there. Run in with this. And then I grab this guy right here. And we're turning the engine over. I'm gonna have to lock that. Well, at least it turns over easy now. Before it didn't. Hang on, got some compression in the engine. Oh, nope, it turned. All right.
Here, you want to pound this thing in?
Oh yeah, might as well. You got the pilot bearing out of the old crankshaft. It feels really good, like really good.
Yep.
Like as if we, changed it 10 years ago.
I spit on it, and it's done it good.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't spit on it.
You got a hammer?
I don't have a hammer.
Oh, I thought you had a hammer.
You want to use your torque wrench? People wouldn't care.
I almost did.
I don't have the hammer. It's here. Some mechanic out there, don't you dare think about hitting that. This is a nice, the handle broke off. This actually is a nice torque wrench. What is the brand? It wasn't a Snap-on, was it?
No, I got it at a place in Great Falls.
Harbor Freight?
Nope.
Harbor Freight?
Nope.
Freight Harbor?
I've had it for a long time. I can't do it that way. I'm right-handed.
Yeah, it's crooked.
Hey. Look at that.
The engine wouldn't stop dancing around.
We'll get it later. I need somebody to hold the engine.
You want to see how we lock this thing? Show them.
See how we did it?
He tapped a punch against the starter.
Nothing to see besides.
Yeah, they haven't been working in a while. They're a little lazy. That's 85. Pretty consistent with blue Loctite. Okay. I guess it's ready to put the clutch on. Got the flywheel and the clutch all mated up. 35 foot-pounds for the outside clutch bolts, 85 for the flywheel bolts, blue Loctite on them all. And then we didn't have a pilot or a key or whatever you call it to line the splines up, so leg arms rigged up some sockets, and they actually fit perfect, and slid it in there and it fit in the pilot bearing and held it straight and true. So if for some reason it doesn't like to, they do have it sloped like this. You can see there's a slope there, or a gradual slope in the splines. So when we go to mate it up with the tractor, someone could get in there and press the clutch, and it might possibly loosen up that clutch disc enough to slide up and line up to the splines. But I think we'll be okay. So I think we're good. We're getting ready to put this in there. Okay, I think we're ready. That's our makeshift throttle linkage we did when we had to convert over from the new Bosch fuel injection pump instead of the Rosa Master. So it must go behind all that.
Yep.
Okay, so we need to go up quite a bit. Yeah. Gotta do some more.
I don't know if I can tilt it.
It's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be tricky. We might have to, oh, you almost got it there, it's going in now. There we go. How's the linkage here? This, okay, here. Now this linkage here needs to go to back there. This is for the shutoff.
It goes right here to this.
Okay, well, I need to lift it up. I need to lift it up past, because it's caught right there. Oh.
Do I need to pull it off?
There we go, I got it. You can go in now. You can go now. There we go. Okay, it's on top. All right, this wiring needs to go on top of that right there. So we're gonna be kind of a tricky thing here.
That keeps wanting to pull it this way because it's not slid over.
Get a long rod and shove it with something.
You gotta roll it that way.
We are hooking the electric winch to the backside of this engine to see if we can tilt it a little bit, because it's cockeyed. It's tipped down, and we got to get it squared up before we can get this shaft to go into the pilot bearing and the clutch and everything. Oh yeah, it was meant to be. This engine was meant to be in here.
Ready?
Yep. Okay,
Now,
it's tilting it.
we got to let the engine down.
Yep. Okay, we're pretty straight right now. So it looks, oh, there we go. Okay, now there's a cable back here that's got to go above. This wire's right here. And somehow, gotta keep it above all that. There we go. Or maybe maybe there's room there.
Well, I think we need to rotate.
How does that work? Oh, I guess there's room for that to go behind there.
This goes right on top of the engine block.
Okay, so
You might have to rotate this engine now, I don't know.
you'd have to put a bar like we did across those two right there. Here, it's gonna be rounded. Let me get you, need something square. Did you? You're rotating it for sure. Yeah.
Looks like the engine's slightly tilted this way.
Oh yeah, this right here, the dowel's not in yet. So it needs, oh, there we go. Okay, now it's in. All right, we're really close.
Can the bolts that are in the cab, can they go far enough to hold it?
These are all the same, aren't they? So, yeah, I can get that in there.
Be careful to not, hopefully it's going in the
It's an 1 1/8
Inch and an eighth, or
It's these are 1 1/8. I'll sneak to this side, put one on this side.
Now hold on, Dad.
what's this thing here? What's that?
It's a harness, but there's enough room. There's enough
Okay.
room, I think, for
There
it
is?
to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where it went before.
Yeah.
I was looking at the same thing too, and I'm like, that's gonna get pinched, but it's not.
Boy, it's not even, I'm not even putting the effort on it, so
It's got to be going in.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even stressing either.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm only using one hand.
Really? Wow, I'm impressed.
16th.
It's
So
just,
you need to go a little bit more than me then.
he's just about to close the gap. Yep, I'll grab 2 more for you over here. There we go.
Beautiful. Talking about you.
Yeah, those guys, the ones that are watching.
Yep, the ones that are watching. You guys are beautiful.
Yep.
Really proud of you guys.
Beautiful.
You know.
It's true.
It's true. That's right.
I'll worry about that later. Okay.
There's the 2 bolts on the oil pan.
I could probably let the weight off this big winch, right?
Well,